Hey y'all, welcome to my first episode of Retwist and Rambles, where I share random clips of me retwisting my hair and discussing topics of my choice. These topics will vary month from month, from discussions about my journey, educational topics, my opinion on current events, book reviews, and much, much more. These are not tutorials, just random clips from my retwist. But without further ado, let's get started with my first topic, the do's and don'ts of locks. Did I listen? Okay, so there is a nice long list of do's and don'ts that I have with me. So some of these are things that I've heard before I got locked. Some of these are things that I actually found out after doing more research while having locks, as well as from other people. So I have not decided if I wanted to actually type these out and just have them pop up while you guys look at my retwist, or if I just wanted to be a complete voiceover. So we are just going to fill it out. So if you end up seeing the do's and don'ts on here, then you know exactly what I chose to do. But before I go ahead and start rambling some more, let's go ahead and get started. So first, do moisturize. I decided to mention this first because it is so important, right? So in my other videos, I talk about like how our hair is a plant, right? And if you don't water a plant, then it dies. So do moisture your locks. Yes, I did. This is one of the rules when it comes to locks that I definitely followed. And whether you have locks or not, it's just very important in general to make sure that you are moisturizing your hair. So second, do let your locks air dry. So, when it came to this one, not necessarily. I did not really follow this rule. I would say that most of the time when I retwist my hair, I did sit under the dryer. I don't know why. It's not really a reason why. It's not like I would retwist my hair and then go out. But for some reason, I just like the heat. And I felt that it would actually, I don't know, kind of solidify my flaxseed gel a little bit better than air drying would. It's not a deal breaker or anything. Like, it's not something that I had to do. But I did not follow this rule. So I definitely blow dry my hair most of the times after my retwist. Next, don't try too hard to pick out the length from your locks. So as far as length, you guys know that most of the time I wear wigs over my locks when I go to work. And work is majority of your day. You are at work about 8 hours a day. So most of the day my hair is kind of covered up. So honestly, I have not had any experience with length at all. So as far as this one, I can't really say whether I did it or did not do it because I have not come across that issue just yet. Next, don't pull off the buds from the end of your locks. Now, I definitely have seen mixed reviews when it came to this one. Personally, I did not do that, but I have seen videos where other women have put out the buds of their locks because I get it. It's like this random ball. Sometimes it's hanging down from like a little thin piece of hair. So it could be quite annoying. I think there were maybe 2 or 3 locks that I had like this, but I did not pull them off. I didn't have any intentions of pulling off. I've seen videos where people say that eventually it does shrink up with your lock. So I decided to test that theory. It did work. So when it comes to that, no, I did not pull the buds off of my locks. Next, don't apply oils as a moisturizer. As far as this one, I could say I definitely did this. If you guys see my videos, you know that after my retwist, well, not my retwist, but after my wash, I do a hot oil treatment. So technically I am using it as a moisturizer, but I'm also using it as a sealant because there's certain oils that I use for my hot oil treatment. But there's also ones that I use kind of on a regular to kind of seal in the moisture from the water as far as daily use. So I think I kind of do both when it comes to this one. Next, don't use thick butters or creams on your locks. Now, this is something I did not do. I definitely did not use any shea butters, any heavy creams, any curling, what's it called? Curling creams, or it's custard or anything like that. No, I did not use any of that on my locks. So I would say I definitely, I guess, followed that rule. Next, don't retighten too often or too tightly. So as you guys can see, clearly I do not retwist that often. My routine tends to be around once a month, which works really well for me. Anything past that, I think the longest I'm able to go is maybe probably 6 or 7 weeks. After that, my hair just get very, very tangled and they marry each other. And it gets very, very difficult to make sure that my parts are being maintained. Now, my parts are not straight, but they are still maintained enough to where you know that I'm clearly not freeforming. So I would not say that I retwist tight. As you can see, it's not like my scalp is being pulled during my retwist, but I also don't retwist too often. Like I said, I keep it at once a month. Every once in a while, I'll push it out to about 7 or 8 weeks. Next, don't wash your locks during your starter lock phase. Now, I don't know who came up with this idea, but I really think it depends on your hair texture. So I have 4C hair. In the back is slightly a mixture of 4B and 4C, but for the most part, I have 4C hair. So I washed my hair literally the first month of me having my locks. Now, when I say the first month, I meant during my first retwist. I don't know if they meant do not wash your hair between twists, retwists, or on a weekly basis. I don't necessarily know what they meant by that, but personally, I did wash my hair once a month. I did not wash it more than that, but I guess I can see why they would say that. Like I said, if you have a looser texture hair and your hair is more prone to swelling a lot when you wash your hair, then I can see why they would say, hey, don't do that, because it would loosen your locks. But personally, I guess I wouldn't say I did it often, but I did wash my hair once a month, mainly around my retwist. So do a hot oil treatment or use oils to seal in the moisture. So like I said, I do hot oil treatments once a month. So that is one I definitely use. Next, do use a refresher spray daily. So if you guys have seen my previous videos, you would know that I definitely followed this rule. I made my lock spray from West Indie Ray's Loc Tonic Spray. I've been using that literally since day one, and I have not changed since then. I love the stuff. My hair loves the stuff. So if it's not broke, watch how to fix it. Next, avoid coloring your hair too often. So I do not color my hair at all. So I guess I do follow this rule because my hair is not colored. Now, don't get me wrong. I thought about coloring my hair every once in a while, but honestly, one thing that I do is I would go on YouTube, look at women who have colored their locks, and then I wait for a few months or a few years just to see how well their hair is holding up. Unfortunately, the people that I have seen, minus a very small handful, they end up dyeing their hair back to its original color, or end up cutting it out, or the color stunted their growth. So in some way, shape, or form, they do struggle a little bit when they color their hair. Now, don't get me wrong. I have seen people on YouTube that has colored their hair and they were doing really, really well. Personally, at the moment, I can't say never, but at the moment, I don't think that it is worth the risk. So maybe later down the line, when I feel like I want to cut kind of some of my two-headed dragons off, or the tip of my locks off anyway, I might try colors on my tips because they'll get cut off in general when I'm ready. But beforehand, I personally don't think I'm going to experiment with color, or at least not right now. Next, avoid using wax or products with wax. So I do not use wax on my hair at all. Funny thing is, I do have a therapist and she has locks as well. I think she started her locks a little bit earlier than mine. And she said she started her hair with beeswax, and I was shocked because I was like, well, all these videos lately that, highly recommend not using wax on your hair because of the buildup and, the ability for it to kind of attract lint and dirt and all type of pollen and things like that from the air. I was shocked, but she was saying that with the way that her hair is, that was the only way that her hair would lock. So she's been using it since. It works for her. So I can't say like I have a bad relationship with it. I never tried it, but personally, I do not use wax in any form in my hair. So I would say that I follow that rule. Next, use a clarifying shampoo. So with this one, I keep hearing things about whether clarifying shampoos are helpful. Some people say opt out of clarifying shampoos and go to moisturizing shampoos, but I am completely against that personally. I use a clarifying shampoo. Every once in a while, I definitely also use a shampoo that has sulfate in it, only because I feel that, every once in a while, a very good thorough cleaning is necessary. And I'm not saying that there aren't natural ways that you could do that, but personally for me, I mean, I've been using it when I was a kid. My hair was super long when I was a kid. So it's like I'm okay with kind of just using it for now until my hair says otherwise. So I do use a clarifying shampoo. And like I said, sometimes that clarifying shampoo does have sulfate in it. Next, separate your locks daily. So I do not do this. I'm guessing this is for those who are freeforming. I clearly am not freeforming. So of course it makes sense that I would not follow this rule because I do not have to. However, when I do my random washes in between my retwists, it doesn't happen often, but every once in a while I do. I would separate my parts so that I do not have to worry about marrying parts and popping my locks when it is officially time to retwist my hair. So I do separate my locks, but not daily, because when you retwist your hair once a month or more or less, whatever, then the separating your locks is not really necessary. Next, wash your locks. Yeah, so this is self-explanatory. So yes, you should wash your hair. You should wash your hair for many reasons. Now, if you personally, for hygienic reasons, feel like you don't want to wash your hair, then yes, that's your prerogative. However, to maintain a healthy scalp, maintain healthy hair, and to also kind of maintain the color and the moisture and just so many other things that go into your hair to maintain the health of it overall. Yes, washing is important. So yes, I do wash my locks. I wash my locks once a month and sometimes twice a month, depending on how my hair feels, how my scalp feels, and things like that. Next, deep condition your locks. So I know so many people have had conversations on whether you should use conditioner on your locks or not. I have been using conditioner on my locks since month one. Month one, as you guys see in my videos, I do not skip a beat, okay? Now, when I first washed my hair and retwist, I thought that I can get away with the whole no conditioner situation. It's a no for me. So if you guys want to see, go back to my first retwist where you actually can see my experience with trying to go without using conditioner in my hair. So yes, I use conditioner in my hair. Yes, I deep condition my hair as well. Sometimes I steam, I use rice water, like I pamper her, okay? Like we do all that. So yes, I would say I follow that rule. Next, do loc brush. So loc brush, I say loc brushing, but brush your locks. So do brush your locks. This is something that I recently started doing. Most people do it to kind of avoid length, lint in their hair. Like I said, I don't have a lint issue. I, however, do brush my locks to help kind of distribute the moisturizer, oil, or whatever that I actually use in my hair. So as far as like brushing, I do not do it a lot, but I do it. I do it when I am also putting my locks into a ponytail, whether it's to go to the gym or things like that. So I would say, yeah, I follow that rule. Next, avoid buildup at all costs. Now, this I do to the best of my ability. As far as I've seen, when I look at my edited videos of the back of my hair, because I can't really see back there, I don't see any indications of buildup. So when it comes to washing my hair, I dilute both my shampoos and my conditioner. So I do think that diluting my shampoos and conditioner has helped a lot with making sure that all of it gets thoroughly rinsed out, because it is not kind of slabbed on my hair so thickly. And I think that has helped out a lot. As far as what I use for my retwist, I use my DIY flaxseed gel as well as aloe vera gel. When I very first started using it, I was dealing with flaking, but not necessarily buildup. So unless I missed some of, the buildup that you guys see in my video, let me know if that's the case. But I don't think I experienced it, so I would say yes, I follow this rule of avoiding buildup at all costs. Next, never retwist dry locks. This I do not do and will not do. So I do have a friend that retwists locks, and she scared me when I've noticed that when she retwists, she did the guy's retwist on dry hair, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And she said that the product that she used has water in it, so she did not have to wash his hair or wet his hair. And I was like, oh my God, yeah, no, 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 no. So I do not retwist on dry hair for many, many reasons. And not even when it comes to locks. You should just not do your hair dry in general, especially if you have 4C textured hair, because it is very fragile and extremely prone to breakage when you decide to use any type of tools on your hair, whether it's braiding, twisting, combs, brushes, dimming brushes on dry hair. It's just not really a good idea. Now, if you do it, I mean, your prerogative, your life, your business. But personally for me, I definitely would not recommend it. Do I have any more on here? The last one on here that says, do not bleach your hair. It would damage your locks. Well, I can't really speak on this because, like I said, I do not color my hair, and I do not plan on bleaching my hair either. Now, as far as what I have seen online, as far as YouTube videos and the people that I follow, I kind of get half and half, or I've seen half and half when it comes to bleach and how bleach has reacted on people's locks. Some people have bleached their locks, and yes, bleach does damage. You cannot avoid damage when it comes to bleaching your hair. There are going to be some type of damage, but the severity of the damage is definitely going to differ on whether you're doing it at home, on whether you are getting it done professionally, the texture of your hair, the moisturizing maintenance that you put into your hair, and many, many other things. So, like I said, personally for me, I will never, and I know some people say never say never. No, I will never bleach my locks. I do not have any intention on bleaching my locks. Even if I got color, I'm okay with the dark versions of the color if I ever decided to color my hair. But to actually bleach my hair is just not my thing. But kind of going back to what I was saying, some people's hair do really well. Others, I have seen their hair become very brittle. I've seen their locks thin out. I've seen them have to cut their locks, kind of grow it out and then cut it. Just so many things when it comes to that. So personally, yeah, I follow this rule. I do not bleach my locks, clearly, because this is my natural hair color. But I also do not plan to do it in the future, because to be honest, I'm just really scared. I am scared of my locks being damaged due to color. So yeah, it's a no for me. But anyways, we are going towards the end of this video. This video is super long, but thank you so much if you have been watching so far to my first retwist and rambles video. There will be definitely more to come. As far as the topics, I don't know. I guess we'll see what's going on, and we'll go from there. But I will let you guys see the rest of my clips, and I will see you guys in my next video.